So this is a short, basic beginner's guide to animating a traffic cone being knocked over. And here's a little bit of animation I did in a previous tutorial. You can see it if you go for search YouTube for yellow beetle animation tutorial. You'll see how to do it. It's extremely simple piece of animation. And what I want to do is just have a little. I'm just going to go to the multi-panel view. So I'm going to go layouts, 3-pane split top. There we go, and then I'm going to go to my shot camera, which I created up here, and just actually let's go down here to the graph editor, which is what I want down here, and you can see that I've just got a really simple. Let's turn on the resolution gate. There we go, and up here I want my perspective view. It's a really simple piece of animation. You've got your little car chugging along, and what I'm going to do is just add a little a traffic cone right about say here, and it's just going to get knocked over by the car, and it's kind of going to bounce and settle. So just to add a little bit of drama to the shot, why not? The little beetle's going to knock a traffic cone out of the way. But I don't want to spend any time modeling a traffic cone, so I'm just going to go ahead and find one and download it from TurboSquid. So if I go to Google and I go to TurboSquid, which is just one of the many sites you can download free stuff, and then I search under 3D models, and I'm just going to search for traffic cone. Whoops. There we go. Search for traffic cone. So just search there. And like I said, we're just doing some really simple animation. Lower prices is what we want, and then we're gonna find ourselves a traffic cone. And oops, let's try lower prices again. It does like to default to best match because they want to sell you some stuff, not particularly surprisingly. And any one of these will do. We want to make sure that we're searching for Maya because we're using Maya. We can also, so any one of these free traffic cones will do. So you're going to have to create an account at TurboSquid. If you've already got one, you're going to have to log in, then download it. And what you want to do is download it to your source images folder in your Maya file. So let's just make sure we're correctly set to the right place. I've already created a project here. If you didn't create a project yet, you're going to need to go to project window and create a project. In this case, I'm just going to set to my project because I've already created it. And it's this one here, Beetle. I originally did this animation in June of 2013, so I'm just going to set to that. And now I've got my my project open. So now and correctly set. So now I want to create a couple of windows in Microsoft. So to do that, I'm just gonna click up on a couple of folders in my on my desktop, and I'm going to go to Documents, Maya, and I'm going to go to Projects. And I'm going to find the Beetle tutorial. There it is. And I'm going to need to find it in my scenes folder. That's what I'm going to need to put. You can see right there, I've got my Beetle. I've got Cartoonland, which is the background. That's also downloaded from TurboSquid. And I'm going to need to go and find that that traffic cone that I've downloaded. So let's go ahead and do that. So here it is. It's in my downloads folder. I've got my traffic cone there. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that, right-click, copy. Let's see if it's going to let me do that. Copy, and then I'm going to paste it in my Control V, paste it in my Maya folder. And then once I've done that, I can minimize those windows, and I can go ahead and import that into the shot. So I can go ahead and import my traffic cone into the shot. So let's import it, and then let's go and find it. It will appear at the origin near the center of the grid, because everything always does. So let's have a look at the size of the traffic cone. Actually, that looks like a pretty good size in terms of the scale. It's actually not bad at all. Kind of lucky there. But one thing we are going to have to do is we're going to have to change the pivot point, because right now, if I rotate the traffic cone, it's going to rotate on the center of its axis. And we don't really want that. So I need to go to Insert in my keyboard, because I'm on a PC, and then I'm going to move that pivot point down like that. And then press Insert again, and now I'll be able to rotate it on its base, which is what I want. So now the car is thundering along, and the car is going to hit the traffic cone right around about here. So what we want to do is just one frame before, say at 125, I'm going to set a keyframe. Actually, what we can do is move it a little closer to the car. Let's just check our shot camera view. Yeah, that's good. And then let's go to, we might have to adjust the shot camera. So let's go to 125. I'm just going to pull that in a little bit so we can see it a little bit clearly. And then let's knock that thing over. So let's give it a good whack like that. And let's move it over. So what we've done, basically 4 frames, whack, and then 133, let's rotate it so it lifts up again. Let's keep it moving, give it a little kinetic energy. And then 139, wait, 133, so 4 frames later, let's roll it back down again, keep it moving a bit. And then 141, let's lift it up a little bit more for a second bounce, keep it moving a bit. Oops, I wanted that at, let's just hit spacebar and let's have a look at those. Press A for, I wanted that at 140, whoops, 1, not 140. So 137, 141, yeah, there we go. And then let's drop it down at 145. So just really simple timing, and there we go. And I should have a traffic cone. Actually, we can barely see it. Let's have a look in the perspective window. I'm going to have to change my, oops, no, I don't want that. I want the perspective window, please. There we go. So the car bangs along. Yeah, so something like that. Timing's a little sluggish. And we want to, I want to make sure that my translation curve is working, so it's going to, because it's going to get whacked pretty hard. Whoops. In the X translation, and it's going to move and then slow in. So that curve wants to be, it wants to get hit and then come to a halt like that. Why have I got to translate Y? I don't need that. Oh, maybe I do. And also the rotation there, rotate X, that needs to be crisper. Or is it rotate Y? Or is it rotate Z? There we go, it's rotate Z. So yeah, so I need to break those tangents. So tangents break tangents. And then I need that to be, so it needs to be crisper, so it's going to hit and then bounce up like that, and then that tangent needs to break. Tangents break tangents, so I need a nice crisp bounce, kind of like a bouncing ball, and then finally it can ease in, and we want to break that one as well, because things tend to accelerate as they fall. So let's go back to our camera view. Whoops. Let's have a look there. So now there's our traffic cone. There we go. And that's not terrible timing. We could maybe have that final bounce a little less, as it were, bouncy. We should name it traffic cone, by the way. Let's call it traffic cone. Traffic cone 1, that'll do. Maybe that. Let's just take that. Whoops. Oh, come on. holding down the Shift key and then middle mouse to just tighten that up a bit. There we go. And there we go. So something like that. And that gives us a little extra flavor to the scene. Beetles whizzing along, knocks a traffic cone out of the way. Simple piece of animation, adds a little flavor, texture to our scene. And we can actually then you can duplicate that traffic cone, copy and paste the animation onto it, and you can have as many of these flying around as you like.